Good day, YouTube. All doing today? I am the Trish Etkin, and I haven't moved from the last episode. How are we all doing today? Hope we're all well, because I know I am. So, as we said, we did some Gaia killing last episode. In this episode, I think we want to move on to Ars Nouveau. But to start off with, I want to put a place for Ars Nouveau. It's called Ars Nouveau, isn't it? Ars Nouveau. Yes, we will. We'll totally do some of that so we can get to end tier of it also. So let's make ourselves our Laputa, Shard of Laputa, which needs a floating flower of some sort, which needs a glimmering flower of some sort. That's fine with me, that one. Turn that into a floating flower, which then gives us a Shard of Laputa. Now, a radius of 14 gives us, 28 blocks. Let's get a Gaia. Let's get a Gaia. So this is now 15, 16, 17, 18. A radius of 18. That's quite a bit. Should be enough, eh? Let's go 20. Let's do a 40 block radius. 20 block radius. I think that's good. So we'll have to watch where we actually put this down now. I mean, this looked like it would be a perfect candidate, doesn't it? So 20 block radius. Curiosity. Do we have a... Oh, there's actually a tape measure. What's that need? Grey wool and yellow wool? Do I need a tape measure? Kind of want a tape measure. Grey dye. Cool. Not used one of these for a while. So a 20 block radius. What's that? That's... Where's the damn thing? So is this 20 blocks from there? Yes. Now we need 20 blocks from here. Which is more than that. Here. I suppose that could still work, eh? If I bring it back a couple to maybe here. Where's 20? That's 20. It's 21. Yeah. 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 Let's do it. Oh, please don't be like a mistake. I think it would have started over there. Oh, hello. So this is probably going to take a wee minute. So while that happens, let's hope it doesn't destroy anything. I won't. But let's also... Yue and Yue. Let's also look at the other things from Botania that I was on about before as well. They have a teleportery kind of thing. Whether I want to use it at the end of the day, realistically, is a different story. I wonder where it would be. It would actually be in Ender Artifacts, maybe. Luminizer Transport. Luminizer simply transports players and other entities by flying them through the air on trails of light. Luminizers are placed in the world as blocks and function when bound to other luminizers, with the one of the forest. Right-clicking a luminizer will transport its user to the luminizer it's bound to. Luminizers have a range of 20 blocks each, but can be chained together to create quite a long complex path. Luminizer bindings are unidirectional, unless explicitly bound both ways. Oh. Undirectional. No, unidirectional. Do note, though, that such a binding would create an endless loop. Multiple luminizers can bind to the same endpoint. Adding some red tone to luminizer makes it a detector luminizer, which functions just directly, emits a redstone signal pulse, which reaches the other end. Adding a lever to the luminizer turns it into a toggle, which accepts a redstone signal and power to drop anything passing through it. A luminizer and a redstone torch yield a fork luminizer. I don't think we need anything like that. Players can just right-click a luminizer to board it, but to get animals dropped, anything into the transport, a luminizer launcher is needed. This should be placed adjacent to one or more luminizers. When the launcher sees a redstone pulse, it'll set all the living things in there. So don't even need that. All we really need is luminizers. You did. Let's zoom back over here, so I'm a little bit safer. So let's make ourselves luminizers. Yeah, I spelled that correctly. Basic luminizer needs red string. Needs a block of redstone. I think I just accidentally used all my redstone. Never mind. I'm sure that's fine. So we'll need a couple. I don't know how many of these I'm actually going to need. Yeah, I accidentally used all the redstone that was in there. Oof. Luckily, this thing's quite quick. Luckily. So let's sleep through the night. Also, sorry if you can hear some humming in the background. I am 3D printing something at the moment. I've went about and actually bought a Valve Index. I have 3D, I have VR now. Second hand. I'm not going to buy one brand new. God. So expensive. So this is still going. I don't want to put anything on here until it's all finished, but it looks like you can actually already stand up here as it is. There's that. Flawless Tyrannical Gem. Some weird things here. So we have got luminizers. I don't know, this might be too far. It needs 20 blocks radius, it said. And I quite like the thought of it being from Botania itself. Like in here somewhere. Unless I did do here. I don't know. Magically. I mean, here's not stupid. I can't place anything down here though, can I? Can't do that. Excuse me. It's like if this was here... Actually, how do we do it again? Wand of the Forest to connect them. I don't know if this will be a bad idea and just destroy what I'm doing. It's still working. Should probably wait. This is going to be plenty big. I think. God, I hope it doesn't go in there. Ooh. Sure, I measured it out. It's going to be pretty damn close to this, isn't it? Well, for now, let's just say to here. Does this do the thing? Oh, yeah, that's made a wee bounding box this time. Binding box. So because it's not, it can't see it maybe? I just want to test this. These are things I've not really used. Oh, there we go. It made a... Ooh. Wee. So yeah, it's maybe because it didn't have line of sight. This might be more complicated doing it this way than I thought. So I might need like a lot of these. It's maybe with trees above me as well. It's probably not going to be very useful. Because I have a feeling this just won't work. How about, though, from, say, top of this tree? For instance. No. How about top of this tree? Also no. Is that more than 20 blocks? It's probably more than 20 blocks, isn't it? Still probably more than 20 blocks. So, I'm going to let this finish for a moment, and we'll be right back. And I'm back. So, I think I've got it done. The island has finished. I think this is quite a decent-sized island. What I didn't bring was a feral flare lantern to light up this bad boy. Deal with that later. And also, I think I've got ourselves the route up. I needed 1, 2, 3, 4. I needed 5 after all for all of this, which is more than I would have wanted. But it's just a thing, a cool thing to get up and down. I think. Boom, 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 boom. Nice. I just realised I'll probably need more feral. Oh, nah. I think I might need more feral flare lanterns. We'll see. So it also makes this kind of like still natural up here, in the sense of it's still an island. It's not anything silly. We've got a great view of everything around us. It has left a giant hole, obviously. That's what happens. Screw you. Give me poisoning and slowness. How dare you? Yes, so that's just a cool way to get up and down there. I think I'll still be putting a traveller's anchor in here. Travel anchor. Couple iron blocks. Iron. That. $1,000. Where are we? We're thinking of this kind of like the entrance way to it, so let's just put it in here. Ours. No one's seen that. And I think I'll be able to see it from down there, because this thing does, yeah, it does. This thing has range 6 on it, so that's pretty good. Pretty good. Might put like a fence around up here? Maybe? That sound like a good idea? Probably not. So, let's then start looking at some of the arts. Now, this thing is one way. It was unidirectional, not unidirectional. As in singular rather than multiple. By the seams of it. So, let's Let's go down the questline book, because that's always a good way to do it. I think this is what we did in ours before. I think we kind of went into the book in the last series. I didn't do much ours last series either. Probably should have done more. Yeah. Well, there's always next time. Should have done it a bit earlier. So let's get ourselves our spell book. Boom. Spell book, get. Easy. Easy. First spell book. We could probably actually get the next tier. Should we just upgrade straight to the next tier? Probably. Couple blocks of quartz? Not a problem. Boom. Tier 2. We're already at tier 2. I do believe this needs... Yes, this needs the Wilden Tribute. This needs the one that's the boss, basically. So we can't get that yet, but that's fine. That's fine. There's no point in rushing everything. Mana, I understand. Creating your first spell. While holding your spell book, you can create a spell by opening C. Your spell creation page. Each spell must have a form. You start off with 3 basic spells: projectile, self-casting, touch. For the effect, this determines what you have on the spell. For starters, you have harm and break. Select one form of the effect. Cool. So with our spellbook, push C. Clearly not C. Controls. Category R's. I've clearly gotten rid of them all. Open book. You know what? I think I'll still keep it as C because it should work. Yeah, it does work. Okay, cool. And here you can actually create our spells. So for instance, break. Nope. Projectile break. Break. Create. And now I should be able to break blocks. And as you can see in the bottom left is my mana. This thing down here. Now I think some of these have actually got mana boost 4, mana regen 6, and mana boost 6. So I've actually got some mana related items already on, which is kind of cool. Kind of cool. So we know how to make our spells. Next, Arkwood's logs. So, do we actually have any Arkwood logs? We do. Sweet. It wants something else there. Oh, it wants planks as well. That's fine. We can do that. Oh, nice. We'll gain further knowledge of spells, and we'll gain specific type of magical wood. Arkwood trees can be found in the overworld. Also gives us a nice sapling. And I think I will actually put a sapling down up here. Boop. Sweet. So from here, Dowsing Rod gives you magical find when scrying and scrying when used. This allows you to see nearby magic creatures as well as helping you find amethyst. We've already found amethyst, so that's not a big deal. Yeah. The scribe's table. Let's make one of these bad boys. So we need some planks. Need some gold. Need some bits and bobs. That's nice. So I think with this being our entrance, let's put it down here somewhere. Not there. Not in that orientation anyway, for sure. Should we have this up one with all this? Maybe over here instead. Yeah, that's better. I'll fill this in with dirt. Cool. And as you can see, there's no actual... I'm right-clicking. You can't tell. There's no GUI. There's no user interface on this either. I know, another one of those mods. Random glyph. Cool. Oh, so some of the achievements actually give you the glyphs. That's cool. Sensitive and bounce. Interesting. So from here, you can see that there's lots of spells to actually unlock. Boom. So the different tiers have different abilities, basically. Require 5 levels of experience to be made, and then you get your tier 3, which is kind of like your top tier, but it needs the Archmage's one as well. So this is all the different spells, which is kind of cool. There is a lot of cool spells in this. A lot of handy ones. Growth ones, like the AoE growth is really cool. There is just a pile of them. Slow fall. There's the grow. Heal. Heal's a good one to have. Gravity, Invis, Exchange, Crush, Ender Chest, Cold Snap, Conjure Water. There is just a lot of cool items, cool ones. So let's keep working our way down, because as I say, at the end of the day, we want to try and beat that Wilden, which is down here. So we need to do a few more bits before we get there. An Imbuement Chamber. The Imbuement Chamber is one of the crafting blocks of this mod. It's like a crafter, if you will. Let's grab a couple of those. We do need a few of these, so I'm going to grab a few of them. So to create one of the main crafting items in ours, the Source Gem, we'll need to make the Imbuement Chamber. Imbuement Chamber requires Source to imbue items. It produces a small source by itself, but also can use Source jars. Several recipes also require arcane pedestals to be placed around it. So let's also grab some arcane pedestals, because we're at that point. We'll need them. We'll need arcane pedestals anyway. Let's do it in here. So for this we need Source Stone, some more gold nugs. So we need Source Stone, which is Source Gems surrounded by Smooth Stone, or that. Let's grab a stack. And I'm just going to grab 3 of these for now as a demonstration. So in here, to make Source Gems, if I were to put in some Lapis Lazuli, it would slowly... We don't have a lot of Source Gems, to be fair. Not a lot of Source. Lapis... Oh, that's the wrong way round. If we do that, it actually tells us the countdown of progression to getting it. And I right-click, and it pops it back out. Yeah, this does speed up. And boom. As you see, over time, it does become a Source Gem. Nice. That's what we want. So we've made those things. To gather Source in other manners, though, we do need these things called Source Jars. Source Jars are just like your normal glass jars storing things, like a mana pool from Botania. A Source Jar holds Source in the same way that mana jars hold mana. Mana pools hold mana. Now, there is ways to gather mana, luckily. It's not all just au natural. And as we see here, there are multiple ways of doing so. One of them is this one, Agronomic Source Link. This guy here is probably what I'm going to use. It generates Source off of the growth ticks of plants. So why don't we make one of these? Agronomic Source Link. And I'm going to... Let's make this kind of area here. Let's maybe flatten this a little bit. I wanted to make it look natural here, but I also want to flatten it for this. I need my drill back, please, sir. When it comes down to it, I'm always going back to my drill. It's like, you don't really need anything else once you have your drill. Unless you're mining underwater. Then you need underwater attachment, but the point stands. And that'll do. And let's put our Source Jars... Let's just put 3 maybe for now. Of course, now I'll have a pile of rubbish. Rubbish. Also don't need them. Yeah, there. So let's also get ourselves... So there's multiple ways of doing this. And I'm going to grab a thing from Pylons. Harvester Pylons. These guys, super powerful. Super powerful. Harvest crops in a configurable radius around the pylon. Just place inside or above the water block. So let's get some water. I'll get a water. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go. And a hoe. Do we even have a hoe on us? Probably not. We do. Aha. And all these items that I'm going to be getting from here, I don't actually need. This is just going to be subsequent. Just source generation. And then I'm going to ruin that very quickly by doing that. Hoe it. So I think this place inventory directly above pylon. So this is a 7 by 7, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, 9 by 9 radius. Cool. Place inventory above pylon. So let's do that. Let's grab a chest. And it will just get voided, I think, at the end of the day. I'm not going to be too fussed about it. Hole required for operation. Oh, you do need a hole. Which, is there... Oh, there is. There's an aluminium hole. Let's make it, because it's indestructible. What do we need? Plates and rods. So let's get some aluminium stuff. I've not actually told how to make a lot of aluminium stuff, so we... Hello, sirs. Sirs. Stop. Sirs. Sirs. Sirs, I'm sorry. Sorry. I've got them. Let's go to factory and get some. Not the friendliest area to do manual stuff, but is what it is. That'll be enough. That'll get us some that. Oh, stop teleporting into me. God damn it. Boom. Aluminium hoe. Now we'll need some seeds also. So let's just use wheat ones. Ours. Hoe required for operation. Unless you go... Pylon is working. Nice. Some more seeds. And we also need our agronomic source link. Now, I presume this is going to be fine if I put it here. We shall soon see. Once we get a little bit of... Yep, there we go. It looked like it's sending. Yeah, it's sending to them. It's still 0, but it's still... It's there. It's not doing much. What I would really like to have is some way of speeding all these up. So we have the growth shine from Elemental Craft, which would probably be a good way of doing this, actually. There's obviously all of the growth accelerators. They are very powerful as well, but maybe... I don't know if a growth shrine's the right way to go or not. Maybe eventually. Maybe making some of these would be better. You know what I mean? Some of these growth accelerators might be the way to go, and just lading them down underneath. But this is a very good... Is it the 3%? Sorry, it's going. It's doing it. I might change this out just to be a bin, basically, so that all the aluminium stuff's in here, but this will be a bin. We'll see what happens. That's going. Let's see what the next steps are in our quest book. And there is other ways of doing this with potions, food source, mob deaths, and animal breeding. So if we had this near our what's it called? Mob farm for the blazes. Good lord, I forgot what blazes are. That could be good. There's also this, which is done from the volcanic source link generates source by consuming burnable items. As it burns items, it will convert nearby stone into lava. This generates lava lilies. Cool. Note 1. Arcane pedestals. So we actually need 8 arcane pedestals. So let's just straight up make 8. 8 arcane pedestals. Get. Ritual brazier. Brazier. I know how it's said. Ritual brazier. So let's get that made. Boom. And this is used basically for all the rituals, which is what we're looking at killing the Wilden. And I think this is how you have to get it. The ritual brazier is used to cast rituals. It can also be used for decoration if you want to light the brazier. Jesus. To perform rituals, you need arcane pedestals as well. As there are so many rituals to cast, make sure to check each of them with the worn notebook. So like this guy needs... Yeah, so I think we'd have to read the book on that guy, I think. Enchanting apparatus. We're not really going to be using any of the armor, I don't think. Belt of levitation. Interesting. Where's our worn notebook? This guy here. My god. Familiars. Cool. Automation, glyphs. Where will... Rituals, here we go. The main one we want to do is summon the Wilden. Without augment, this ritual will summon a random variety of Wilden monsters for a short duration. When augmented with a Wilden spike, Wilden horn, and a Wilden wing, this ritual will summon the Wilden Chimera, a challenging and destructive monster. Note, if summoning the Chimera, this ritual will destroy blocks around the brazier. Interesting. So it says it's something we've got to augment, which I presume just means throwing items in afterwards. So we obviously have to make this first, and then grab another spike, horn, and wing. We're getting... we have actually passed wrapping up, haven't we? I haven't got my stuff open today. I'm not very organised. So we're 31 minutes. We are actually wrapping up. What I might do quickly then is make the Wilden thing. This guy. That shouldn't be too hard, right? Just needs a vexing arcwood log. No, we're not... Okay, we won't be making that because I need all the different arcwoods, which I can get easily. Sorry, Ned, not listening to you. Let's get emeralds. Because I know of a cheaty way to get all of the saplings. Right here. So we've got cascading. Let's get a flourishing, vexing, blazing, and flashing. Sorry again, dude. Let's just get all these planted. So that was that one. Blazing. Vexing. Flourishing. Is that it? It looks to be it. Yeah, probably it. So these guys need to grow. I never think this actually works. Probably just bone meal would have been better. Maybe a little bit close now. There we go. Nice. grab one of the Vexing Archwoods. Don't even need to chop it down. What was I doing? Wilden? Boom. Summon the Wilden. And then you just need to have one of each. A wing, a horn, and a spike. I don't think I need an arcane pedestal for it. I think I just need the ritual brazier. Now, I don't know how it works at all. That if you need to light it or not. You know, that's probably something we should have read in... Did I put away my note? I think I put away the word notebook. I did. It probably actually tells me here. Performing rituals. Performing a ritual requires the brazier, a tablet. Once you have placed the tablet and brazier, place your brazier in the world. Use a tablet on it. It will ignite and is awaiting activation. In this state, you may throw in additional items as a way to augment the ritual. If you wish to augment a ritual, simply toss the item on top of the brazier. To activate the ritual, interact with the brazier with an empty hand. Once activated, your ritual can no longer be augmented and is being consumed permanently. If a ritual requires source to operate, the brazier will pull from jars from 6 block. And then it tells us, did it need source? It did not. Cool. So next episode, I'm going to find a place to do this fight. One somewhere relatively flat and relatively far away from base. Don't want it to be too close. And then we shall... What is this here? Oh my god, what is this place? Have I never seen this before? Besides point. Besides point! This must be a dungeon or something like that. We'll find somewhere... You know what? Here's probably not a bad place. Yeah. Next episode, we will come back and we shall fight this Wilden Chimera. I'm the Trish Etikin, signing off today's episode. I hope you enjoyed. Have fun.